Hello and welcome back. My name is Matt Latter and today we're going to continue the Pillars of Eternity Let's Play. In the last video we've stopped the tavern here and we still have a bit to explore inside.
Right.
So let's go up here, because here we have two named characters. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Let's reach out for the soul, and this is very strange. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack, one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out to the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Oh. So, if I understand it right, the characters with this gilded plate here, there's a slight golden tinge to it, are apparently written by some of the Kickstarter backers to this game. Let's look about Storm Brightblade. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained. Yeah. Let's reach out for the soul again. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. The man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. The noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Losing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turn to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loses his last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulders, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quick sigh of relief. Interesting. So, yeah, these again were apparently the Kickstarter backer characters. And I guess the mechanic we've just seen is about, reading their souls, apparently. So that's something new. We'll have to see what comes of that. There's a bunch of carouses here. Over here. Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. Ingest. No, these are all... this isn't ceiling. 10 Years of Dawn. Something to read for later. Let's go into this room here. Cramped behind the books is a drawing of that shows Eothas and Lord Raedric in what? Come. In a compromising position. Okay, lewd graffiti. Here we have the Deerwood Part 1, Early Colonial History. More to learn. And here's more characters. We'll look at them a bit later. Like Hound. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. I could use a good dog, huh? Nah, I don't think he's coming back. The dog whines softly again, head tilting. Yeah, why not? Well, you can come with me. Maybe we'll find him on the way. The dog's ears perk up. It trots over to you and barks happily. So, we now have the Black Hound. Seems more appropriate than a small dragon. Yeah, there he is. Ha, nice. Let's go outside real quick. See if there's anything up here. Load faster. There we are. Oh, there's another whole entryway. I thought this might be a balcony of sorts. Well, let's quickly go down here. Another villager, more villagers. So what I'll be doing first now, let me quickly check the map. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a named person we'll have to look into. But before that, we'll go to the Black Hammer Smithery. Because I do dearly want my weapon back. If you remember, we had to throw it to save that one guy, Hyuden, I believe was his name. And that didn't quite work out as intended, because we ultimately lost our sword for good. So, the Black Hammer Smithery, let's enter. I hope he has what I'm looking for. Bunch of customers, guards, apprentice, 2 more backer characters, interesting. So let's go to the actual owner apparently. Tuetano. This Omanaman is an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscles. Small ears frame the square-jawed face coated in a smeared suit and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock is not what it used to be. But we find fine weapons and armor to offer yet. All forged right here at the Black Hammer. So, we'll inquire what happened and maybe buy something after that. We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. Or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. Tuetano snorts, as if that lot would dare. It's right about the bandits. The dire situation in the village like this and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tuetano scratches his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for the supply wagon, or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of weapons go to his grace, Lord Raedric. Tuetano glances at the nearby ground, and that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Yeah, let's be benevolent. We are a kind wayfarer after all. I'll see them back safe and sound. I'd appreciate your trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll have much more to offer you. A discount to start. And if you do find the workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. Can do.
How do you
New
do?
quest. And now let's check what his wares. Some interesting magical items right off the wall. A one-handed. This is a rapier? Seems like it. Anyways, there we have a great sword. Nice. That's what I wanted. Anything else? A breastplate would be nice. Since I will be walking steel wall anyways. What does the Ring of Protection do? 40 reflex and will. Ooh, but it costs a ton. We'll probably have to leave it at those purchases for now. That's already plenty. So, let's equip our character with much more powerful armor, I hope. Let's check medium armor. There we go. Certainly looks awesome, especially with the cape. And there we go. My sword. Let's keep the poleaxe though for some extended reach if we need it. Sweet. Okay, can we talk to the apprentice? Don't tell Tuan Chu, but I think Dunstan over the first fires might have the edge over him. Probably a rival? I don't think in this town though, I didn't see... Ah, can't look here right now. Anyways, let's quickly check out these two characters. Dugan Steelcaller. Let's reach out for the soul. They are quite long. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Soribs. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it as he stands in the middle of his comrades chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of their fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Soribs that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Soribs suddenly explodes as 3 giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to 1. His allies stand back and the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Sorib. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with his head, puncturing the spell and bringing his song to an end. A chanter. Nice. Harlan Orinson. You see a man crouching, surreptitiously and alone, a series of untamed shrubs all that hide him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked on a Delmgen, beautiful and terrible, his eyes half-lit as she hums. Ah, not his. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder, trilling gently, and the man is entranced. Trampling tentatively, he stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Delmgen half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. She does not speak as he approaches. His mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits, coy and tempting, and with agonizing slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side and begins to hiss, fingers suddenly claws and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes, and just as soon as she strikes she is gone, the only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of magical language known of his own imagining scribbled in a maniacal shorthand ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there is something there, you do not see it. Sounded like some kind of nature spirit, nymph or something like that. We talked to the apprentice, right? Let's leave here again. So, we were told to seek help. There is currently on the map Ada and the Temple of Eothas and a few other locations still to go. For now, we'll probably go to Ada. Ada? How to speak it properly? I'll find something. And let's talk to him. It seems to be of importance.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Strange way to talk about your dad. He looks up at the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. Certainly true. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. That sounds strange. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers and notes half erased by the rains. Nothing else to do with you? No, apparently not. Does this guy have something new to say? I don't think so, but let's check. Actually, he can tell us a bit more about Gilded Vale, perhaps. We're a frontier village, as are most settlements in the Deer Wood. Gilded Vale hasn't grown much since its establishment in the colonial days, and the last 15 years have seen our population shrink further. It takes in the ramshackle houses and the hall-fallen fences, hence our recruitment of fresh settlers. Indeed, says Aloth. Why has the population been shrinking? I'm looking at the tree and thinking I know why. Waidwin's legacy, of course. Many women have had difficulties bearing healthy children of late. A few years ago, Lord Redrick decreed that no mothers of hollowborns are to be allowed in Gilded Vale. His mouth tightens into a firm line. His lordship dealt swiftly with the objectors. It may be harsh, but if it purges us of this curse, is it not worth it? What are the ruins behind the tree? That's what's left of the Temple of Eothas. His lips pucker. Lord Redrick forbade worship of the dead god after the Saints' War. It's been abandoned for almost 15 years, but there are plans to rededicate it to Barroth, the god of life and death. Okay, enough about that. What about Lord Redrick? He comes from a line of nobles who have defended this land since Edirn times. Redrick II was an early supporter of the Deerwoodians' independence during the Revolution, and the current Lord's father perished in the Saints' War. Hollowborn began appearing in the Deerwood shortly after the war's end. Lord Redrick has taken it upon himself to purge the curse from Gilded Vale. Its measures have been severe, but necessary. Unfortunately, it may not have been enough, if the bells were any indication. Our age's most egregious example of a man's madness. 15 years ago, the people of Redcrest decided that Waidwin, their living saint, was the literal incarnation of the god Eothas. Ergit wrinkles his pinched nose. This supposed saint took it upon himself to liberate the Deerwood, supposedly from allegiances to less worthy gods. But I've never known an army to conquer a land for its people's own good. The war lasted about a year, but you can guess what... The war lasted about a year, but you can guess what that year did to the worship of Eothas in the Deerwood. Lord Redrick's forebears had all been Eothasians, but after his father fell defending us from those fanatics, he personally saw that the Temple of Eothas here in town was shut down. Okay. Sorry for the stumbling sometimes, I'm still getting used to reading out everything aloud. There's shrooms up there. Okay. Let's quickly check on our quest here again. Okay, there's no current direct thing where we should go, apparently. Let's go back into the inn and see if we can talk to someone else. And if not, let's start looking around the town proper. So, Pasha.
Hail, traveler.
No, nothing new. Tentrith also was talked with. Villagers here. Nope. These probably neither. Okay, so let's go outside. When I'm traveling a lot, I will be using the speed up mode. Just so you don't have to sit around watching my characters run across the screen all the time. Okay, let's pause, look at the map. There's the temple, Orfra's house, Ingrod's house, the windmill, the Blackhammer smithery, and the road to the east. Is there any way into the house down here? Doesn't seem like it, but there's something to collect. Let's go counterclockwise around here. Maybe we'll find something of interest. Oh, more Becca characters to read about. But that will have to wait for a little bit. Okay, that was the smithery, right. No way in up here either. Lots of cows though. More stuff to loot. Okay, and there isn't just another exit. Let's see what this place has to offer. Villager. Ooh. Ale and beer. Let's go inside this house. Well, I'll level up for some reason. Ingrode and Naunton. Okay. Let's just talk with one of them. Ingrode, This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working on closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Hello.
Can we help you? She looks at her companion, brow furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Norton? Norton coughs. Yes, I think we met in the Valewood. I watched him about the bear. Oh, that's this guy. He inclined his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? Hurry. Good spirits for people who just lost a friend. Anything you can tell me about Gilded Vale? Let's ask about why he's in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so, Ingrid laughs. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay and... She looks to Norton. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Norton reaches to take her hand. It's time for some new scenery, says. Okay, so what can you tell me about Gilded Vale, though? Ingrid smiles wryly. Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves, Norton adds. Oh, okay. So nothing going on here, apparently. Second part of the book series. Very good. More to read later. Bit of money. I mean, they're leaving anyway. They've packed everything they wanted. That's how I choose to see it. So, now to the side there were some steps up. Let's check what's going on here. Swaino, we know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. Muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through the door, gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainer, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Against the grain, a new task. Interesting. Let's get some stuff up here and then perhaps go inside. Well, let's explore if there's something here as well. As I mentioned earlier in another episode, I'm really into the whole exploration, so be prepared for a lot of walking around. So let's go inside. I hope he doesn't shoot at me. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Well, yeah, hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Other positive? Oh, that's probably because we have a positive reputation already. The miller hesitates, then lowers his club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. So... well, let's ask what's going on here first. What was all the ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth, going on about grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound and the west side of town for ale. And Swainer and his lord sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way to town, and the crop's blighted. And most of what I'm getting from the farmers? Double gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off. Rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go round. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Nice. Apparently we know he's lying to us since we have a high resolve. If you don't want those people in here with torches, maybe you ought to stop lying to me. Trumbull blinks, taken aback. I'm not... Look, it's no lie. The stores really are low, and with so little grain going around, I had to raise the price for some people. There are folks in this town that deserve far better than Swainer and his lot. People who have done more for Gilded Vale. Yeah, people like the magistrate? I can't do anything about that, Trumbull says, his voice quiet. That's just how it works. Maybe things are different elsewhere. Here, Raedric's men, they keep the village safe. So they eat well. Ah, we don't have the high enough resolve. Well, yeah, Suenos people are farmers. They did gather the grain for you, apparently. They sure didn't mind losing that grain when it was going into the drinks at the inn. They don't make like kind neighbors when they insult my son, go stumbling drunk through my own crop. You think they're the only ones that need to eat? Now the crops are sick, and the wind's too weak to get the windmill turning. Our village's children are born as empty shells. That's not my doing. This place is cursed, and Swain and the others haven't done a thing to help the rest of us through the Hellion season. Is your self-righteousness worth losing your family over? Well, it's true, he may just get murdered. Trumbull opens his mouth to protest, but his expression shifts into resignation well before he finally nods and speaks. You're right, he says quietly. I've been trying to plan for the future, but we're in danger here and now. Exactly. Fine, tell Swain and the others that I've reconsidered. Provided he pays the same as everyone else, he's welcome to his fair share. Trumbull sighs. And let's hope we can trade for supplies real soon, or we'll be all in a bad way. Another minor positive, and apparently a situation solved. So, I've seen someone leveled up. That's our main character. Let's do that real quick then. We have another few points in our skills. Let's add... Ooh, yeah, that costs a ton. I think I'll continue with the lore and survival. Okay, the unused points will be carried over. And the next time I'll probably increase athletics. We've got a new paladin ability. Let's see, the lay on hands from the initial encounter, initial character generation. Would be nice to have. Zealous focus. The paladin's intense and pure conviction instills clarity of purpose in him and her allies, increasing their accuracy and converting portion of graces to hits. Ooh. Friendly aura, accuracy increase, and 15% of graces converted to hits. That sounds nice. Zealous charge. It gives us move speed and defense when disengaging. And Zealous endurance. Damage reduction and incoming hits are converted to graces. Well, so far we don't have any healing abilities outside of the second wind, so I may go with lay on hands for this. Though I am really tempted to go with Zealous focus for the accuracy. And you know what? If we are in dire need, we can just hire a healer at the inn. So let's go with the Zealous focus. That's already it. Level 3 is reached. Not bad. Okay, so that's gonna have to do it for today. Happy you joined in. I hope I'll see you the next time. Comment, like, subscribe if you want. And other than that, I, again, hope to see you the next time. See you!